Hi, I'm FabuDad.
And I'm FabuMom.
And I'm Fabu, and together with Miss Girl, we are
FabuRocks, the #1 family stream. And hello, everybody, and welcome to the FabuRocks Podcast. We want to start off by saying thank you to our sponsor, Turtle Beach, Rockcat, and G Fuel.
Yes, thank you. Let's
Thank
go.
you.
woo woo.
This episode is episode number 4, Hitting Reality.
Hitting reality.
Reality check.
100 miles per hour. Let me tell you.
What?
A little recap of the previous episode, episode 3, the aha moment. There, we talked about the unexpected, but at the same time, awesome and great results that we obtained with our first edited video, where we observed Fabu actually repeating without skipping a beat, putting words together and be able to say more than 2 and 3 words that normally she was incapable to do so. It was a very humble experience for us. Super proud and actually give us hope. Hope to continue. Now in this episode, once again, it's episode Hitting Reality.
The format of this podcast will be Fabu asking us questions which we will be answering. And at the end, we will be answering questions that the community, the Fabu fam, and the Fabu army have asked. I think we're ready for the questions, Fabu.
Number 1. So now we know that the first video was a DIY gummy. How many of those videos did we end up making?
So we made 6 gummy videos in total. We found that after 6 gummy videos, making YouTube videos was no joke.
No joke at all.
No joke. From start to finish, they took forever. Between setting up the stage, filming, editing, rendering, uploading it to YouTube just so that later on Fabu could see herself. It was taking a lot more time than we ever anticipated.
Yeah, and let's not forget that actually, FabuMom and I, we're working.
Yeah, it's not like we're free or anything.
So right after, finish work and everything, and sometime in our weekends, we needed to start, building the stage. We cannot just leave the stage there and just wait for the next day. We need to build the stage because once again, that stage, like I explained in other episode, it was part of the experience that we were bringing to Fabu. And that experience was already, we believed already that was part of the recipe, of the winning recipe that we wanted to continue
The
duplicating.
special recipe.
Exactly. That we wanted to duplicate once again to start to keep receiving those same results that we obtained before, as we explained in the previous episode. So
Because we were getting the results, actually. With these 6 videos, we were getting the results, and Fabu was more engaged with each video.
And another thing too is that Fabu, like we said it in previous episode, Fabu wanted to be part of the whole processing of making these gummy videos. But in reality is that she would disengage really quick. And that was truthful through all the making all the gummies videos. So truthfully ended up just being me and FabuMom, FabuMom and I making this, the whole gummy stuff. We, at that point, we were okay with it because we knew already. We were not so hopeless, somehow like we were in the previous episode, prior we did our first video and knowing the success. At least at this point, we already knew that it was successful. We know that we were continuing to be successful, so we were still like, hey, let's continue doing this.
Let's just see
We're
where
being
it goes.
successful. Let's continue. Let's see. But it was crazy. It was crazy. That time, it was very tired for us. It was crazy.
I think we're ready for the next question, Fabu.
Number 2, how did you guys find the time to do all of this?
Well, how did we find the time? We didn't sleep.
We didn't sleep for too long.
We barely slept. We knew that with each video that we made, we were coming closer to having to make some tough family decisions. These videos were taking a toll on our daily life because, like I said, barely we were sleeping, and we were working full time and doing the videos. And we were exhausted.
Yes.
Exhausted. Literally exhausted. And we were feeling that we needed more time. We needed more time in order to dedicate.
Overall, that was our thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. It's FabuMom keeps saying we needed more time. We needed more time because that's exactly how we felt. Whatever time that we were investing, we believed that it was not enough, and we still have the feeling in top of it, even though that we already had a little peace of mind knowing that it was working and it was incredibly like successful. The method that we were using, we needed to have more time.
Yeah.
To invest. So we were always under the impression that we're not putting enough time.
We were scared to fail because
Yes.
we didn't have the time.
Yes, so it's all a race against time, and we knew that we needed more time, but at the same time, it was like this is taking too much time for the preparation for everything. It's just crazy, but we need to start doing something about it. We need to do something. We cannot continue this way. This is something that we could, seeing in the long run.
Unsustainable.
Exactly. It's seeing in the long run. It's not something that is sustainable for the type of lifestyle that we're living. It just can't. We cannot continue like this next month or so on. We just can't.
Because it will burn you out. Yeah.
Yes. No. At that point, I think that we were a little bit.
We were already burned out.
We were getting to
2
be
days
in
in
that
the work,
moment
and you
to the
guys were
burned
already
out.
burned
Yes,
out.
truthfully, yes.
Next question.
I think we're ready for the next question. Number 3, this one is for FabuMom. What were you working at that time?
At that time, I was working in the social services field, and along with that, was working on opening a targeted case management agency here in Miami. And that was taking up a lot of my time and resources.
I think we're ready for the next question. Number 4, this one's for FabuDad. Same question to you. What were you working at the time?
At the moment, I had a private lending company who was actually lending money to Hispanic business owner here locally in Miami.
Okay, I think that's ready for our next question. Number 5, I remember us going to vacations like 4 times a year. Why did it stop?
So, yeah, we were doing well as a family. And like you said, we were going on vacations 4 times, 5 times a year. We had a lot of plans and goals that had nothing to do with making YouTube videos.
That is so correct. Like,
That's the fact.
Yeah.
That's true. We like to travel, and every opportunity that we had, we travel. Even though for mom was working for a company, she had the freedom to take times off. And at the same time, we were actually building that company for us to even have even more freedom. Myself as a business owner, I was able to have some family members part of my team and my company and be able to run things while we were on vacation. So we took the time to go vacations. We were doing very well. We had plans and everything, but nothing had anything to do. Any of those plans had anything to do while doing YouTube videos or anything. That's one of the reasons why I tell people, like, if I get a time machine and I go back
10 years.
5 years. 5 years. It happens to be 10 years. Bro.
Well, 5 years. Like 5 years we started, you know?
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But like to go 5 years, it would tell me, a little bit more than 5 years. Let's say,
7.
6 years. It would tell myself, hey, you're going to be doing from here to 6 year, YouTube videos and live streaming, everything. You're
going to work from home every day, editing for your
I would not believe
daughter.
it. I would like... that concept,
no.
that concept, it will be so off of our plans and goals, so off.
We even know what
that
I
would not even entertain that idea to not even listening to myself at the moment.
We'd be like, you need some therapy. Go.
That's how off it was the whole idea. But it's like
That idea was insane.
Yeah, like life works in strange ways.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. You never know. You know
You don't know what have ever happened.
what life is gonna,
Throw at you.
and it has
It threw out a big stone. I'm not gonna lie.
for you. So yeah.
I think next question. Number 6. Out of everything we were doing, what took the most time?
So what took the most time was filming, rendering, editing.
Yeah, especially rendering. We were still dealing with the same issue that I was explaining in the previous episode. For us, rendering, that's where actually the phrase "every day I'm rendering." And for us, it was funny. I was singing that all day, but the truth of the fact is that
It was a fact.
it was truthful. Yeah. Like for us, rendering, it was crazy. But at the same time, it was painful. Yeah, painfully crazy. Painful. But at the same time, the whole filming and putting the whole set, it took time. The whole creation of the gummies, because actually we did several of them that it was not easy to make either, because at that point we were asked Fabu too, what thing would you like, to always involve her in all this experience. We want for her to always to be part of this experience.
Yeah. And Fabu never made it easy. And
she never, ever made, well, I think that only once she made it easy.
Which is
the only one that she made it easy was the blow pop. The blow pop?
The blow pop.
That was easy.
Oh my goodness.
That was not easy. Well, I thought that was easy. Everything else, it was
I think
crazy banana hard.
I think everything that you did was easy, considering the other option was to dress up as Spider-Man.
Well, if we gotta go there,
Elsa. So
yeah.
I think that was
if we
better.
gotta go there, yes, I rather all that painful. Jelly
sleep.
making, gelatin making. Yeah. I was, of course. I rather have done that. But yeah, everything took a lot of time over time. And besides, I was still dealing with the whole thing of editing. Having I learned at the moment that I should not just press record in the camera and let 2 hours go by.
Yep.
I started learning that you press record when you're recording, but then you stop when you're actually doing something else. So I easily started learning that no, I don't press record for everything. So that would help me later on for editing. Another thing that I learned too is that I don't put layers and top of layers and top of layers and top of layers as effect in Sony Vegas, because I don't want to be 2 days rendering and maybe it goes down and I have to render again. So I learned to simplify a little bit more those videos. Obviously with the same nice bloopers and effects with a snapshot that Fabu already had. They always caught her off guard. She was always in the lookout. Oh my God, what's what FabuDad did, when it's gonna be at, and that always catch her attention.
It was
and that
like
was
an Easter egg.
The tricks, those Easter eggs, those tricks that I always use to actually caught Fabu's attention during the viewing of the video. And use that as a recipe, but it took time. It was time consuming, from the editing, from the rendering, from the building of the setup, and for everything.
So then putting everything back the way it was.
Yes, look, there were times that I ended up finished editing, and I went, drank my coffee, and I went to work. That's simple. There was several times that I did that because there were no other options. If I don't do that, that next day I was not going to be able to edit because I had something else. And all the time trying to manage work through the meetings and everything that I was doing, that that after 6 o'clock I cannot just stay there, and I needed to go because I needed to do. I needed to be in the house and spend that time. For us as a family, it was a most do for us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Next question, guys.
Yeah,
yes.
We're ready.
Number 7. FabuMom, what drastic decisions did you make in order to have more time for me?
So we decided that I would stop pursuing opening a targeted case management agency. As focusing on that goal was taking away all the time that I had in order to help you. And at the same time found another job in the social services field as well, but that had I was able to work more from home, and it provided me even more
Flexibility.
time and flexibility to be able to spend with you.
Yeah, like all the thing of creating this new company, it was taking a lot of overtimes.
Yeah.
It requires, because you're working somehow with government regulation, et cetera, that you need to follow through ACA, et cetera, and especially the local here government that you need to follow through so many things, and that it was
Very time consuming.
impossible for us to do, especially building that type of business. It was something that it was
Very
impossible
detail-oriented, yeah.
impossible for us to accomplish. So instead of just failing and
Gave up.
we cannot continue this, so we need to stop it.
You know what? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, FabuMom FabuDad. For sacrificing so much for me.
No,
We
it's
love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
it's worth it. It's 100% worth it.
I know
There's
those
no
hugs were
regrets.
really
It's,
worth
it.
it.
we
No
don't,
regrets.
it's the best, one of the best decisions that I ever
No
have made in
regrets,
my
mommy.
life. Always have said it. It's the best decision that I ever have made in my life,
I think
That decision would be made again and again and again, over and over again.
for sure.
I think one of the reasons why you guys quit was because of my hugs and kisses. I think that's really
Of course,
Oh,
who's gonna say no
like
for those
seriously,
hug and
like-
kisses?
Like, could you blame them? Like, seriously. that
Yes, for
face.
sure. Oh, for sure.
For
yes.
Next question. Number 8. This one's for FabuDad. Farah, what drastic decision did you make in order to have more time for me?
Well, for me, in my line of work, in the business that I have built into that moment, it was a little bit complex and difficult because there was a lot of liability on the table. Like at the moment, as a private lending company, everything was under my name, licenses and everything, and there was a lot of liability there. Even though that I have family members working with me, if anything goes wrong, it's not only the company reputation, my name and everything, but some legal action could happen down the line.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more risky to step out for I don't know how long, and I don't know how long it was gonna take us. We never, we know that we're trying to do our best, but we never had a timeline or anything like that. That
You didn't have a deadline.
somehow after talking to FabuMom and put her building or her new business a pause there, put it aside. The next step, it was hard, but it is something that it needed to be done, and that's for me to to close my office. It's there was no other way to go around. It was too much liability and too much risk for me to just step outside and
Leave it in the hands of someone else.
leave it in the hands of someone else.
Who
So
might
I didn't
destroy
want
it.
to take that liability or anything. So I did, something hard, but it was totally worth it. For me, it was a no-brainer. Even though that,
No regrets?
no regrets, to be quite honest. No regrets at all. I would do the same thing today if that would happen. So we did that. I told FabuMom that, regardless the editing of the video, I was doing it. There was a lot of things that I could do, and having that free time, it was gonna allow me to be able to, to do everything we're doing in a timely manner, and actually be able to spend more time with Fabu. Her at the same time being able to be more, having a little more of free time, not pursuing the new business we're doing. I think that we were able to invest and give the time to Fabu that she really required and needed from us. And once again, I have saying this through the whole episodes. we always feel that we were running against time.
Yeah.
That all this, it was something that we needed to do, and somehow we were against the clock because we have a one way or another lost 2 years on conventional therapy that we only got very minimal results. And somehow for the first time we feel that we were obtaining humongous, great, wonderful results, but we needed, we were already against the clock and we needed to act now. Fabu needed us
Fast.
now. She didn't needing
911.
She would not needing us next month, next week. Now was the moment. So yeah, it was a no-brainer. Now, the thing is that we made that hard decision as a family, and we needed to bootstrap. There were,
Yeah, that's, I was gonna say right now, like that. After we made those decisions, we knew that our lifestyle would change drastically from that point forward. No more
Yeah.
vacations.
no more vacations.
No more vacations.
No more any of those things.
No
And
more
then
frivolous spending. No more,
No more fancy perfumes.
yeah, no more a lot of
fancy
things. Our life,
perfumes,
our
Yeah,
lifestyle needed to change 100%. But it was great.
Yeah.
It was
We
great.
were investing in our daughter, which
Exactly.
is
We were at
the best.
I don't know how
investment.
to better explain. We were somehow like, oh my God. And I have to be honest too. We were a little afraid, but very helpful and so happy that somehow we saw a light
Wow,
For
that sounds so
Fabu-
dramatic.
for Fabu's
Wow.
future, that it was bright. But it needed our attention. It needed for us to be there,
Yeah.
constant, because all the while we felt that it was just not gonna happen. Like our success, it was so fragile at that moment that the only way for us to enforce that success that we were having, in order to make it a long-term success, we needed to invest time that we were not having, but we needed to make it happen in order to make a better future for her. And I believe that we did what most, every parent
Should do.
would have done, and is, choose her daughter and her future, and do anything that we can for her. So I always said that, has been the best investment,
Yes.
part of the joke of investment. The Fabu, Fabu and the time that I
Yeah,
have
they're my
invested,
producers.
and Fabu, it's the best investment that I ever have done in my life.
Yeah, let's go.
It's the
Woo,
best
woo.
decision.
Yeah,
that I
you,
haven't-
you just
have made
invested
in
$1
the-
million bucks. Am I right? Woo
Oh
woo!
my God. So yes, so it was, it was great. It was great. It felt good, and let me tell you, the whole feeling of uncertainty and this and that, it went away pretty quick after we made. After that day that you make that decision, you a little bit shaky, you don't know and everything, but the next day you feel like, hey, it happened. That's it.
We got
We
this.
did it. We got this.
We got this.
Let's go. And that's how we went all out.
Yeah.
We went all through.
We're
And
gangsters.
that's what happened.
Gangsters.
It took us a little bit between, closing the office, doing this, doing that, but that's it. We were there.
Decision made.
Decision made.
No regrets.
No regrets.
I think we're ready for the next question.
Thank you,
so-
Fama. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
That's my cue.
I adore you.
My cue. I think we're ready for the next question.
You think?
Now I'm going to mention some questions from that were asked from the members of the Fabu fam and the Fabu army, which are: number 1, if Fabu didn't have problems speaking, would you still have Livestream? If not, what would you be doing today?
No.
No.
100% absolutely no.
Yeah, of course.
No.
No. No.
I do not believe, like, I know.
No.
That's a hard no.
No, that's a
It's a hard
humongous no. And to be quite honest, I have said this several times, because somehow several times I have been asked, in one way or another? And the answers remain the same. Of course now. Where we will be, I have no idea. I don't know if my business would have took off to another level. Maybe from this pandemic, things that would have changed. Every business has changed a lot, especially in the private sector and the private lending sector. Maybe it would have take another different, but I always I'm an entrepreneur by heart, and I have actually done and created different business from the ground up. And I don't know, for you, for one, what were you think?
I was gonna say, president of a targeted case management agency providing services in the community, definitely believe that I would have gone down that road, and
would have been famous. Famous.
Not about fame.
I would have been.
There's no fame in.
But I definitely know that that's a huge need in the community, and it is and it would have been something that would have been very rewarding for me. So I believe that I would have continued down that road and probably still been doing that to this day.
Yeah, but once again, we are where we need to be.
Oh.
And very happy and proud of that decision that we have made together as a family, and the road that we have go through together as a family, and where we are today. I will have not changed.
Same. I was about to say the same thing.
Nothing.
Never.
No matter the amount of success or none for where we at today.
100%.
Nothing.
100%.
Are you crying? Are you crying? Are you crying?
No, sometimes
God.
there's some questions, and then that it actually
Hey,
hits
baby.
home and hit to the. Where are you going?
I'm giving her a hug.
Oh my God.
God.
I thought if I was just like walking out, like, where are you going?
I'm like, where is she going?
Yeah, guys. Bye. I'm out.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Yeah, there's sometimes there are some questions that not only hit home, but it hits
Hit him
to
in the heart.
to the core of everything that we have done, and we continue to do. There's a lot of things, and this is one of the reasons why we wanted to create this podcast. There's so many things that we wanted to talk about, and we wanted to say from our journey, and overall as a family, and things that Fabu has go through and has accomplished.
Because
with learning
there's
disability.
also been a lot of people that have maybe criticized us and thought that what we have done was 100% absolutely crazy.
Yeah, yes. At the same time, it's true what FabuMom said. Actually, we should mention that.
And not just strangers.
Don't believe that our decision, it was not criticized by friends and family. You would say, wow, who's gonna say that you're doing for your daughter? Well, there's some people who do not see things that drastic. They would have seen, hey, you could have, pay for this, pay for that. You had the money. You could have do this. You could have resource. You could have done. But, you went too drastic, and people criticize but to us, it was no better than us. And we actually got the results, and it was us. And we felt that the success that we were having, it was because it was us.
Yeah.
And the way that we were doing it is because it was us. And our success, it was so fragile. If we would have passed that recipe to anything else, somebody else, it would have break that success. I don't know what would have happened. So, no. Into today, we do things ourselves.
We put matters
It's
in our
us.
own hands. Yeah. Came from the bottom,
It's
now
us.
we're here.
It's just us as a family. If we're gonna do something, is the whole family. It's us.
Yeah, every time we make a decision, we sit it all through. Like we some parents, they hide in their room and talk about it and leave the kid out of it. Well, they are really different. They sit in the dinner table. They're like, Fabu, we're not watching anything. We're talking. And I'm like, okay, I guess. And yeah, we talk. We make decisions as a family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we trying to involve Fabu
In
in
everything.
everything that we do.
Like they
because-
even talk crap about me in front of me. Like I'm not even joking. They're like, hey, Fabu's like so like, oh, Fabu, like God, and I'm like, I'm right here, right, guys? Like,
yeah, we need to be
We
truthful.
don't believe in talking behind people's back.
We always believe that rule number one in the family is truthful to each other. No matter what, regardless your family, you need to be truthful to each other. No matter what, you know. So yeah, we're like that. Regardless, anything that we do on a daily basis, it has a lot to do with Fabu. So of course we have to, we wanted to involve Fabu for her to know. There's nothing that we don't do that if Fabu is not involved. There's nothing that we don't go to a place that Fabu doesn't not go with us. We do everything together.
Yep.
And one of the most rewarding things, and we're going to be talking about this through the podcast, the episodes and the seasons of this podcast, through all this process, besides, the number one reward that is Fabu being able to accomplish everything that she has accomplished, I think that number two reward for us that we strongly believe they have make our family more stronger. It has made
100%.
our family better.
I gotta say, this question got really emotional.
Yes, right?
Really quick. Like, it was just, hey, what are you guys gonna do? Like, like, if you took a different path, what would have been? No, we're going deep. Like,
because
really
overall,
deep.
maybe to answer
Emotional.
that question better is no, we will not be doing the same thing, but we're glad that we're doing this.
Yeah.
Maybe to make it more simple, you have to be truthful. Of course, we were, we were never, those families or if I was never like, I'm just going to have a YouTube channel just because I want to.
Because I want to, guys.
And that's it. And we were like, okay, you gotta do a YouTube channel because many families, we're not criticizing people's motive or anything here. We're not here for that. But that's being family, they just do it because they do it and they ended up monetizing, and that's their road.
That's the angle.
And that's the angle. That was it never has been our angle. Not at all. So, so we always had of reason. There's a lot to talk from there, a lot to talk about from there. But that's once again that one of the reasons of this episode that in upcoming episodes and actually in season 2 too, we're gonna be talking a lot more about these subjects that we are being super dying to talk about it.
Yeah, but we can't, Fede. We can't.
But right now, I don't want to deviate too much out of this episode. And so let's continue with the next question.
Fede, you're revealing everything. You're exposing
There's
it,
a
Fede.
lot.
Exposing.
A lot, not only to talk about, but,
Fede, hold your roll.
Yes, okay.
Next question. Number 2. This one is for all three of us. In terms of content creators, who would you consider to be your biggest inspiration? So first off, I think I should answer this because in the previous one, they answered first. So I'm going to go. Who would be my biggest inspiration? I have 3. Number 1 would be Jacksepticeye. I just truly love him. I think he's awesome. I love how he explains everything. To be honest, I want to be like that. When I play a game, I want to explain everything. And he's goofy. Like, he has because Fede always told me there's like 3 main factors. You could explain the game. You're the expert. You could be the funny guy. Or what was the other one?
To be the expert in the game, like, or you're the esport player. There's different.
Player?
What I explained to Fabu is different content creators. So I explained to her the difference.
And Jacksepticeye, he's not an esport player, but he is funny and he elaborates. And that's something I cannot do. I cannot be funny and elaborate. So I want to kind of be him. Elaborate. I also like Markiplier. Markiplier is a lot like Jacksepticeye, but just more funny, in my opinion. He's more goofy and more ridiculous than Jacksepticeye. And yeah, and my third one would be Miranda. It's not Miranda because, she, like, everyone say, oh, she's so funny, and then, it's that kid stuff. No, it's like how she could be her own person, like how she could make a character and roll with it, like be an entire character. For me, I cannot do that. I try to do that, and I sucked. I just can't. I don't know how to be anyone else but me. I don't know how to just replica FabuMom and FabuDad, and I've known them for so long. So I just don't know how to become a character and stay with that character. It's like Miranda is like Dr. Disrespect, let's say. Dr. Disrespect, he has this character, and he doesn't, his character is being a jerk, but in real life he's like super nice. So yeah.
Well, for our part, we don't consider. Those are
those
great
are some
examples. Let me tell you.
of people to be inspired by. I must say.
For our part, we don't consider ourselves content
Yeah, I was
creators or
gonna
anything
say.
like that. We consider ourselves more like, I always tell Fabu, she's the talent, I'm the producer,
I'm also the model.
and
by the way.
FabuMom is
I'm
the
also the
CEO.
model. I'm also the model.
She's
by
the
way.
boss. So I always tell people the model too. I always tell
By the way,
people,
you guys are also the producer.
yeah, like I tell people always. I always tell people that my boss is not only my wife, but it's my daughter. I work for my daughter, so I tell people like that. Hey, I work for my daughter. Something that it's it sounds like a joke, but I always say it because always wanted to empower her in every in every way. So I do spend my time for her, and to me, it makes me proud that I will be able to have that time and spend it to her. So no, I don't consider myself a content creator or anything.
No.
And to
Parents
me,
of the
By
content
the
creator,
way,
right?
just to clear something, it's not like I just I'm at home and I just order him to get me water, or I just order him. It's not like that. I wish I could do that. When I try to
By
do
the
it,
way, bosses don't do that to their employees
Well,
either.
that's being abusing your power.
well,
Yeah.
like I try
It's
to
like
do
Spider-Man,
that, but
with a bigger power, bigger responsibilities.
like he says this, he's like, "Oh, Fabu's the boss," but truly, he's my boss because when we start, he's like, "Go get me my water, go get me my G Fuel." I'm like, "Okay." And then when I try to be the boss, and
Well,
FabuDad's like,
It's time management. I have to set everything else. So when I'm trying to set things up, I tell Fabu to give me the GFA and things like that.
And
It's just
then
time management.
when I try to be the boss, FabuDad's like, "Hey, you're not the boss. The only boss you are is your stuffed animals." I'm like, "Okay."
I have to remind.
okay,
Sometimes
okay.
I have to remind
Because the
Fabu,
power
of course,
gets to her head,
that we're her parents.
Yeah,
Period.
like you guys say that I have power.
We are your
How do I have
parents.
power?
It's just sometimes we need to bring you down the cloud a little bit and say, hey, we're your parents. We're here for you.
Yeah, you
we
can't do
do
the
everything for you,
thunderstorm.
but we're your parents.
You
So
pop the bubble.
yeah. So another thing that I want to add to that, because I actually I have been asked that question somehow when we go to PAX and things like that. Things that we're gonna be talking in other episodes, and actually maybe in season 2.
Hey, FabuDad.
No, I mean, prior of this, I never watched live streaming or anything like that. I don't even know that somehow. I don't want to sound like a boomer.
I think you're literally just
You're
about
such
to.
a
But I'm about to. Well, I have to go there.
You're
I
such
don't
a
even knew
boomer.
about live streaming or Twitch or anything like that. I never. Yes, I play video games from time to time. I like to, I have video games prior and play here and there, but never anything about creating videos or live streaming or any of that. Now, since we start being involved into all this, and especially live streaming and things like that, I don't have the time to sit down and say, oh, like Fabu has had the time to watch other streamers and content creators and things. I really truly have not had the time, because I have, like I said before, I do everything, as we cannot get hire people and get a crew or any of that. We rather do it ourselves, and whatever it is that we gotta invest is within our equipment in order to continue not only doing what we're doing but better. Always trying to do things
Better.
So from here and there that I have watched, the people that I see that it's great. I admire like what Fabu was saying, Doctor the Respect, because the point is that he created this persona, and he's not a young fellow. He's not young. I'm not saying that he's old. I'm saying that he's not young.
He's mature.
He's very mature.
And he has been able to create this persona, and he's really good at it. And he always into character.
He never breaks.
And not being a young esport player or anything like that, he has been able to succeed. And being a streamer, as you know, funny here, funny there. But it's great. I love that type of, content
Humor.
creators, humoring, etc., etc. Now throughout, or us after live streaming, but once again we're gonna be talking on season 2. We have going to gaming events through PAX where we have met different top content creators, and my admiration for them is totally different. It's not much as a content creator, but as a person, as a human being that are content creators and be as famous as they are. They're not cocky, or they're down to earth type of people. And because I know people that they're not even near to these people, and they act like they owe that and a piece of cake. And to me, it's unbelievable. And to give an example, when we went to E3, by the way, Fabu was one of the youngest people that actually she participated. Thanks to Turtle Beach for that. To went to E3. For you to go to E3, you didn't know, you need to be 18 and over, or you have to have a special guest as a content creator, etc., from a sponsor.
Or you could just be really rich.
Well, no, or you
Not
could
really,
be, no, it's not about being rich. You could be the kid of one of, producers there, or owners, or whatever. So through all these events that we have gone of PAX and E3 and everything, we have met different people that I was saying before. Actually, one of the people that we met is Tid the Taman. He was there in E3 actually with his wife, and we were able to see him. We were in the Fortnite event where everybody was
area,
in the Fortnite area and everything. He was there, and like, hey, Fabu, just let's go there, say hi and everything, but don't talk about, hey, I'm a content creator too and things like that, because that it's not cool, it's
kind of rude.
Yeah, it's kind of rude, and maybe the person's like, oh my god, you're trying to plug yourself here, like, I don't want any of that. Just to say hello, not knowing that what he was gonna do or not. And actually, when we got there, he was already leaving. He was already leaving. I don't know if you remember. We got the picture. He was already leaving, and Fabu came by like, oh, he already leaving. Forget it. Let's go. I'm like, no, hold on. And then he turned around because he heard actually Fabu saying that, and he turned around and said, hey, no, man, don't worry, I got time. And he came back. He told his wife, no, just give me a second. He came back. He said, hello, what's going on? How are you? Actually, he took a picture. He took the time. He was already leaving. I don't know how many autograph or picture he have taken or anything. We were not in the line.
Tired at that point already.
He were nothing, and he just came back, and it was really cool to me at that moment. I was like, wow, this guy it's awesome.
It's really nice,
He actually took a moment of his life, and
wow, that's a little dramatic. Moment of his life.
Yeah, that he didn't have to. He was just leaving, because when you are, and you have that type of fame or whatnot, a lot of people, that's the point of all this, they just think that, oh, I'm here, so that's it, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah,
he actually took the time and just came back. Another guy that it was very humble that I met, because Fabu could not go to the party because it was 18 and over to go to the
Fortnite party.
Yeah, to the Fortnite party event.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Fortnite private event. We got the invitation. Fabu couldn't go because it was 18 and over.
How does that make sense? Fortnite, and then the kids.
Yeah, because it was
come.
for streamers and all these famous streamers were there.
Because, by the way, let's not forget, E3 is not for anyone 18 and under. So, honestly, like,
Exactly.
why would the party be catering to kids?
So they had this party, right? Fortnite was throwing this party, and I was not gonna go. If my mom is like, I'm not going. I'm staying here with Fabu. I'm like, I was not gonna go, but a friend of ours went and say, hey, look, all this goodie that I have. And he just showed it to us. And if I was like, I want that. It was a bunch of collectors.
Yeah, I'll be like,
stuff.
go get that, bro.
And I'm like, don't worry. I'm just going to go there, grab those collectors.
Dude,
Why
he
not?
took a picture with a dinosaur.
Yes.
Like, seriously?
See, all this. I'm going to get all this and going to come back. Now, when I went over there, I was getting all the collectors and all that, putting in a bag and everything. But I see that people were going, there was a bunch of people in one area, but there was only a few people in an area.
Oh, I know what he's
and
gonna
it had a tag, like a black tag, and I'm like, hey man, like what's that area? I was nosy, so I'm like, hey man, what's that area? Oh no man, that's the super.
That's for the VIPs.
VIP. And I look at my badge, it's like, oh my god, my badge is that color. I don't know how I ended up with the type of badge. Somebody made a mistake somewhere, and I have the same badge. Oh my god, I just need to go there. Because it's the super VIP. I don't know.
Just to see what it is.
Yeah, just to see what it is. I don't know. Maybe feel how's it feel to be a super VIP. I don't know. So I walked there out of curiosity. I walked there, and as soon as I walked there, make a right. It was a group of super cool kids, talking or whatever. And that was actually the bigger streamers there was at the moment.
All the VIPs were there.
Ninja was there. Courage was there.
Yeah, I knew he was
Dr.
gonna say
Lupo
this.
was there. To be quite honest, I didn't knew any of them.
Except Ninja.
Except Ninja, because it was a mixer and the face of Ninja was
And
everywhere.
Ninja's super popular.
And somehow Courage. I had a picture here and there that I have seen, but that's about it. I didn't know who was Dr. Lupo. There was a bunch of people. I didn't know who was who there. So I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. I'm gonna take a picture of Ninja and give it to Fabu. Besides all these collectors that I'm getting.
Yeah, let me get a picture of FabuDad with Ninja and not me with Ninja.
Yeah, but you couldn't be there, so there's nothing for me to do. But it would be cool if I take a picture of Ninja and give it to
Make her jealous.
to Ninja. Give it to Fabu. So I go there. Everybody's like taking picture with each other and everything. I'm like just gonna go to this wagon, taking picture with each other. People taking picture with me. People were like, "Who the heck is this old guy
Who's the boomer?
here? Who's this boomer?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh my god! I hope that nobody asks me who am I, because I don't even, I don't even know
Oh
what I'm doing here." But before somebody
"Oh,
asks me,
Dad."
what are you doing? Who are you? Let me start, take my picture
Before they kick me out.
before you kick me out. So I'm going to this group and people were taking picture. I was including the picture in the group. So I'm pushing the people. By the way, there's a bunch of people out there with my picture, and they're looking themselves like, I know this guy and this guy, but who the heck is this guy? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people with my picture still asking themselves, who the heck is this guy?
Who the hell is he?
Who is this guy? And then asking to each other, hey man, do you know this guy? No man, I have no idea. Hey man, do you know this guy? I have no idea. Where you guys? I don't know. He has the badge, but who the heck is that guy? No, I don't know.
He's a crasher.
He was crashing. He probably stole that in the bathroom. Somebody, whatever. So through all this picture taking, whatever, they took a break. It was drinking, and Ninja ended up right in front of me, encouraged to my left hand side, and they start talking to me, and I'm like, I just really, really, really hope that they don't ask me, who are you? So the only thing that it came to my mind, I said like, hey man, great party, right? Now and just, yeah man, it's pretty cool, right? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, let's take a picture. And right there and then I took a picture with Ninja with like to my left hand side. I take a picture, say, hey man, thank you, man. Hey, man, no doubt, man. This is so cool, whatever. And then I turn around and Courage was right there. Hey, man, let's take a picture. And it's, yeah, man, cool. And we took a picture. And they were like cool people. I don't know. They were super cool because they thought that they were with cool people around. And maybe they thought that I was cool too.
Yeah, like you were someone important.
But they were just chilling.
Nice guys.
Nice guy. They're seeing, I stuck around a little bit. And yeah, before they start asking themselves with the pictures, because they were taking pictures, then looking at themselves and getting posting it in Instagram or whatever it is they were posting it. I guess at each other, hashtag whatever. I'm like, one of these guy for real is gonna ask me, who the heck is this guy? And I have no idea.
I'm security.
What am I gonna say?
Security.
And then we're gonna call security or whatever. But whatever. So I ended up, like. Whatever, just living after that.
Dude, you could have got her name out there, bro.
But they seem like, like
guys.
nice guys, like really down to earth compared to a bunch of the guys that they have nothing, anything to do with these kids. And they were actually really acting up. Like they were all that when they were not even near anything.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that people could actually act like that, And that doesn't come with, with fame or anything. It's just being who you are.
Or age.
Or age or anything. It's not even immaturity sometimes. It's just, people just being people. But those people, I believe that,
they were raised right.
They were raised right, in my opinion. So, when being asked, hey, what are the people, content creators like, into that stature that you have, like, well, those the one that I have met, if you want to say that. It's not that we became friends or anything like that, but this seems right. I wish one day, even though there was, we almost met Dr. Dervis paying E3. Didn't happen. We almost did. Hopefully one day we will meet him. I would love to.
Dude, Farah has this humongous crush on freaking Dr. Disrespect.
No, not at all.
He's like, no. He's like, guys, we're going to E3, and then there's this Turtle Beach group, and we're going to meet Dr. Disrespect. It's going to be amazing. I planned it out. Here's the thing. And then right when everything goes down, he's like, oh, who cares? Who cares? We're not meeting him. Let's see. I haven't took a picture with Courage. I did actually take a picture with Courage.
Yeah, you were able, now that you mention it. You did took a picture with Courage and the whole Fortnite thing. Before we actually took a picture with Tim, Courage was in the line, but he actually went through the stairs. Remember that he was leaving?
Yeah.
And then after we took the picture with Tim, we were walking out. Now I remember, I forgot about that, Fabu.
I love how you interrupted me. It was so. This is like such a family thing, like just interrupt each other,
Yes, we saw Courage, and it's like, hey man, what's going on? Can we just take a picture, dude? And he did the same thing. He was actually down the stairs, and he went up the stairs.
He came back to take a picture with her. Yes.
And it's like, yes, just give me a second. He went down the stairs, I don't know the jacket that he had, whatever, to his girlfriend or his wife.
Wow,
I truly
that was
have
so,
no idea. And then he came back running again, and then he posed for the picture, talked to Fabu a little bit. I told Fabu, do not say anything about you being a streamer or anything, nothing.
Why?
Because, like, I don't know. I just feel that was, a little bit rude because, those people maybe they stumble upon the majority of the people that always say, hey man, I'm a streamer too, hey, can you add me or whatever? And,
that's tacky.
That's pretty tacky. So I'm like, just don't tell anything. Just, you're a fan. Why not? Just take a picture, whatever.
Yeah, but I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't take a picture with Ninja, I wish I did, I Courage is a cool dude, but Ninja,
All right, so that's pretty much it, right?
We need to buy the book.
We need to buy the book.
That was the last question, right, Fabu?
Yep.
And I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Once again, we would like to thank our sponsor, Turtle Beach, Rockcat, and G Fuel for their continuous support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo woo.
We invite you to our next episode. Episode number 5, Equipping Ourselves. There we're going to be talking about what is that we did, what we bought, what equipment that we obtained in order to be able to accomplish what we wanted to accomplish, to take it to the next level. We thought that we were all in before with all the little equipment that we bought, but we went even more in, believe it or not. And we will explain how in the next episode.
Yeah, we were true ballers. Woo woo.
So if you'd like to be a part of our podcast and have questions that you would like for us to answer, please make sure to join our Discord and ask us those questions there, where we will be choosing random questions in the next episodes to come.
And like always, just be yourself because that is
Fabulicious. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Well, not like Fabu says. No, sorry. Goodbye.
3.